Hi, I'm Matt O'Lean.
And I'm Tony Tilton, and we're members of the 2012 Fargo Film Festival Committee.
Welcome to the 2012 Fargo Film Festival Preview Show. Here's an inside look at this year's festival. This year's 12th annual Fargo Film Festival will take place Tuesday through Saturday, March 6th through the 10th. This year we had 154 entries from more than 20 different states and 9 foreign countries. The Fargo Film Festival is committed to showcasing high-quality independent films and giving opportunities to filmmakers to show their work in the state-of-the-art and historic Fargo Theater, as well as the fantastic, intimate second screen next door to the main theater called Fargo Theater Off-Broadway. Films will be shown in 7 categories: narrative feature, narrative short, documentary feature, documentary short, experimental, animation, and student. The festival also contains informational seminars, networking opportunities, and provocative lunch panel discussions featuring filmmakers, film academics, and people in the film industry.
More than anything, the festival is about movies. Movies that entertain and inform. Movies that provoke thought and inspire discussion. The venues for this year's festival are the beautiful and historic Fargo Theater, which is our main venue. And our second venue will be the popular and intimate second screen Fargo Theater Off-Broadway, located right next to the original Fargo Theater in downtown Fargo.
For the festival's first 11 years, Fargo Theater Executive Director Margie Bailey, along with members of the various film festival judging committees, have been committed to expanding the audience for the festival. Now that Margie has retired, new Fargo Theater Executive Director Emily Beck is continuing this commitment in our 12th year. The festival will open on Tuesday night, March 6th, with a special appearance by director Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes with their Jay and Silent Bob Get Old performance. The excitement for this appearance is palpable and tickets are going fast. A kickoff press conference will be held earlier in the day, Tuesday, March 6th at noon, at which time Best in Show winners will be announced.
There will be noon panel discussions Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Wano's in downtown Fargo. On Saturday night, March 10th, around 10 p.m. after all the screenings are done, the gathering place for the final night post-party featuring beverages will be at Etche in downtown Fargo next to the Fargo Theater. Before the night screenings each day, there are pre-parties at various downtown locations starting at 5 p.m. These locations will be Monty's on Tuesday night, Mezzaluna on Wednesday, John Alexander's on Thursday, Friday to be determined, and the Hotel Donaldson on Saturday night.
Well, Tony, we've got a very exciting film festival for our 12th year, and some really interesting guests that I think not only do we have great films as usual, I think the quality, we have 3 Oscar-nominated films in various categories, but big first night guests.
Really big first night. We have Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes coming in. For those of you who don't know, if you don't, Kevin Smith is one of the big names in the indie film cinema circle. His film Clerks really got him on the board at the Sundance Film Festival. It's actually one of the films that kind of established the Sundance Film Festival as the major independent festival. Kevin has been doing independent films for quite a while, and some studio films. And he and Jason Mewes, his best friend, compatriot, and co-star, are bringing their show, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, on Tuesday night for the opening night of the film festival.
It's going to be great. And we want to remind people, tickets for that show are separate from your film
tickets.
Festival pass.
Right,
That
they're
is,
like a concert in a way. So you need
Exactly.
to go get tickets at 300, and that you can get them online. They're on the Fargo Theater website, and it's easy enough to do, but that is a separate event ticketed. So get them because they are already going fast when we tape this.
And then Wednesday night is going to be our documentary night. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. But Thursday night is going to be a great night because we have Don Hertzfeldt, special guest, Oscar-winning animator, and he is the special guest. He'll do a Q&A on stage. Tell folks about his film.
Well, Don, if you don't know his name, again, Google him, check it out. You will recognize his style instantly. And Don's style has been copied, stick figures and things like that. And it's like it's animated on paper. It's been stolen by major ad agencies and companies all the time. They've mimicked his style. He also was groundbreaking with the animation show that he and a partner, Mike Judge, put together on MTV. And he was known for a lot of his earlier animation works, but he's done a series of films, and he's bringing the last of that series of films here to the Fargo Film Festival.
It's Such a Beautiful Day.
Such a Beautiful Day, yes.
Yeah, and that is our animation winner for this year as well. A couple years ago, Don had the Best in Show winner with I Am So Proud of You. So,
which is, I think, the second one.
Pretty cool, second one. And then on Thursday night, after Don is done, the place to go is our All-Star Bowl in Moorhead for Lebowski Fest.
And this is a tribute to the Big Lebowski film, and it's kind of, it's been going on in cities around the country, actually around the world. I think it's in London too. But what it is a night of fun, and our guests will be there. It's bowling, it's White Russians, there's music, there will be a costume contest, so go online, check it out. There's a limited number of tickets available for that. They're very low cost.
That's separate from the festival.
It is separate from the festival, but it's also going to a very good cause. Yes. And that is to help us expand the festival by entering into an agreement where we get more submissions, film submissions from some of these top-notch filmmakers. We've had great success as it is, but there's always room to grow, and we need to basically make this jump. So this is a way to do that, but we've already been told by a lot of our guests that they're going to this event, that it's a lot of fun. So
it's going to be fun. And then as we move through the weekend, we have a special guest coming in. He's going to do an acting workshop. Rich Sommer, Concordia graduate and regular cast member of Mad Men. You watch Mad Men more than I do, so tell folks about Rich.
Well, Rich's character, you'd recognize him. He wears a bow tie, and he works in the television advertising department of the advertising agency in Mad Men. So if you don't recognize him now, you'll recognize him from the picture we're going to put up on the screen for you right now. But Rich is a Concordia graduate, which a lot of people didn't know, I'm sure. Some of the other people involved in Mad Men are from this area, which, again, a lot of people may not know that. But Rich and some of his compatriots are coming back here. They're doing acting seminars and workshops. They're going to be participating in our lunch workshops as well, and our panel discussions, as well as presenting some things. So it's going to be a great fest. Literally every day of the festival, we have some special guests coming in.
Let's get into the film clips.
Sure.
Let's start with the documentaries. Very strong categories. Doc feature, which I was the chair of, and also documentary short. Documentary feature, the winning film is called Age of Champions, directed by Chris Rufo from Sacramento. And this is about the Senior Olympics. These people are in fantastic shape. There's a tennis player who's 100 years old, but it is such a well-done film, Tony. I mean, the production values are high, and people of all ages on our committee love this movie.
Yes, it's a great movie, and it's one that if you're an audience member, first of all, you're going to shame yourself into getting off the couch, which isn't bad, but it's a very enjoyable film. And then we also have a documentary short, which is nominated for an Academy Award, and it's called Incident in New Baghdad. And this is a kind of a searing documentary about, and it's a very definite point of view about the Iraq War, and about an incident that happened that became infamous because of the WikiLeaks. Put this out on the web, and it's still in the news right now. This is one person's perspective, but it is incredibly well done, and it will definitely open your eyes to that perspective, no matter what area, which tangent you come from. it's still a very valid documentary. And again, it's nominated for an Academy Award this year on the short list.
And it's a very short film. It's maybe 25 minutes
Right.
long. It's basically him being interviewed, and then you see the actual footage of an unfortunate incident with some Apache helicopters and some Iraqi civilians.
And the aftermath of some of the
right.
soldiers that were part of this
PTSD,
with
right.
PTSD and things like that. So it's something of interest to anyone and everyone.
Well, let's take a look at some clips now from Age of Champions, documentary feature winner, and Incident in New Baghdad, the documentary short winner.
Hi, I'm Mavis Alvin, team captain.
I'm Mary Benson, and I love to win.
Hi, I'm Loretta Hill.
I'm Kitty Sparacella.
My name is Wanda Blaylock.
My name is Nikki Leader.
And we are the Salandran Tigerettes! We're ordinary grandmothers, and people cannot believe that we play basketball. Our record is 165-3, and we're going for our number 6 gold medal, and we feel like we're the greatest senior women's basketball team in the United States. All right. Oh, yeah. There you go, Nick. Okay.
My last name is Leader, so I try to live by that name as a leader on the team.
My name is Ethan McCord. I live in Wichita, Kansas.
Daddy, I have camo.
I know, son.
I left the Army in July 2009. You know, I'd been living with what happened that day as well as many other days in Iraq since I came home. And I was actually starting to get a little bit better. I could sleep better at night.
Don't forget to grab your bread.
I wasn't thinking about Iraq as much. More worried about my children and the life of being an almost single father. I dropped my children off to school on, April 5th. Came home, grabbed a cup of coffee, sat down on the couch and turned on the news like I do every morning. And the first image I saw on the news was me running across the screen carrying a child. I knew it was me immediately because that whole image is burned into my head.
Well, again, we have another very strong category, probably one of our strongest, which is the narrative short category. But we also have
We have two winners, a drama and a comedy, right, Tony?
Right. It was the only fair way to go about it because these films were both excellent, and you get into the same thing that the Academy Awards gets into, where how do you differentiate what's better? You know, it's really not better, and it's a different kind of feeling and taste, and there was a need really to try to address that. So long ago, we actually started doing separate categories where we would have a drama or a comedy winner of some kind if we need to notate that, because it's very difficult to say a drama is better than a comedy or vice versa.
Tell folks about the drama winner, Clay Jeter's film,
Clay Jeter film,
$5.
$5. It takes place in the Kentucky, in the backwoods of Kentucky, about this family, and it's so authentically done. It's one of those things that they're kid actors, young actors, 12,
The boy is like
13,
12,
yeah,
I
12
think. Maybe
years
the
old,
the
10.
girl is maybe 18.
Yeah,
the
no,
sister.
I don't think she's even that. I think she's 15 or something. And then the younger daughter in there too, who's like 9. And it's amazingly naturalized acting. Some of the best acting I've ever seen, Academy Award film notwithstanding. And it's a nice, short little film, great payoff, and it is a drama. There's some funny parts to it. But I think a lot of people will recognize some of the things in this film, issues growing up in the preteens and teens, young teens, and some of the things going on in siblings and how they behave with each other. So that's our drama winner. And then our comedy winner after the credits.
From Australia.
From Australia. This one it was one of the first ones we watched. And when you're watching films to judge them, as we have to do in our jury process, so sometimes you feel bad because the first few films you watch, after watching 30 subsequent films, you tend to forget about them.
Right.
This one stuck in everybody's mind, which tells you how strong it was. And it's exactly that. After the credits, a young couple with a Hollywood ending, but that's the beginning of the film.
Of the
and then
problem.
what happens.
Yep.
So let's take a look at both of these films, a little clips from them. The first one is $5 by Clay Jeter, and the second one, After the Credits.
$20. What? I'll keep my mouth shut if you give me $20.
Okay, I don't got $20 right now.
Tell Herbert to cough it up, or I'll tell. And if you send him over here to beat the crap out of me, it'll leave bruises. Then I'll show him to Daddy. He'll kill Herbert, then you won't have a boyfriend. Plus, you gotta clean up all that mud he tracked in before Mama gets home.
Miss, are you boarding this plane or not?
No, I told you I'm not.
Okay, do you have any bags checked in?
Yes, I do, sorry.
Okay, well, we can't take off until we've removed your bag from the cargo hold.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you'll need to fill out a form at Luggage Services, and then you can collect your bag outside customs.
Okay, where's luggage services?
It's downstairs at arrivals.
I love
No, it's probably going to take us
Sorry, hang on
about...
a sec. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
It may take us up to 30 minutes to locate your bag.
I'm sorry, just hold on.
We're about 30 minutes delayed, maybe longer.
What, because it... Unbelievable.
Oh, hey, it's okay. Sorry, the man I love just kind of convinced me to
Yeah, I know, I saw it, I was there, I clapped. What concerns me now is my connecting flight in Dubai.
Well, let's move on to student category, which is always a important category because we like to get especially our local students involved at MSUM and Concordia, and they've done very well in the past. But our winner this year...
We've had high school students actually that have won the category.
Yes, they have. Tony Groves a couple years ago.
Right. This year we had some extremely strong candidates from all over, and as well as a local candidate that's in our top couple of films, Morgan State film. Our top film, though, was very slickly produced, and it was a graduate film, Misdirection, a magician film. And it's very difficult to carry this kind of film off. Even with special effects being what they are, it still requires some good writing, production design, all these things that go into it. People, you don't think about these sort of things, but somebody has to get every single prop, every costume piece. They got to shoot it in such a way, and this looks like a professionally done feature film, or short film, I should say. That's one of the reasons why it won the category, but it's very inventive and well done,
well acted, yeah.
Very well acted. Some people that you'll recognize actually that are in this film, and that person has the advantage of being Cal State Northridge. You'll get some industry people, SAG actors, right? Exactly. You'll recognize some.
Right.
But either way, I mean, we've also seen some bad films come out of those programs. So this distinguished itself in being a very strong film.
Well, let's take a look at a clip from our student drama winner, Misdirection, directed by Doran Kipper from Cal State Northridge.
Don't touch my grandson.
Okay, let's move on to a narrative feature, very strong category. Our chair of that committee, Karen Olson, did a great job. I want to mention Brittany Goodman too, did a fantastic job chairing narrative short, and Janet Hawk chaired student, so she did a great job. And Tom Spear was our documentary short chair, so I just want to do a shout out to them.
Everybody across the board, and we recruited some films, which is just the process of you check out things that are out there. And we've got some extremely strong films. It made it tough this year picking these films.
And really in narrative feature, there are 4 really good films that the festival goers are going to want to see. The honorable mention winners are Silver Tongues, which is a diabolical film, very well done, and I think the actor in that film has a great shot to win the Best in Show, Best Actor. Another film called Jess and Moss, also a Clay Jeter film, who did $5. And another film with a terrific Best Actress candidate, Anne-Marie Holloman is her name, and that's called Small Beautifully Moving Parts. But our winner is from Sweden, The Importance of Tying Your Own Shoes.
The Importance of Tying Your Own Shoes, and it's a film about special needs people, and about some of the challenges they have, and how they deal with it. Because it deals with this subject matter, there's a lot of tightrope walking you have to do sometimes. This one celebrates things, and it's a joy to watch. Just for that alone, and the acting in this film, by all special needs people, was fantastic. It's one of those things that it's eye-opening to watch, and it's a foreign language film, but it's not difficult at all to follow. Which is why the jury voted as our best in show for the narrative feature. So let's take a look at a clip for the Swedish film, The Importance of Tying Your Own Shoes.
Okay, let's move on to animation, and this has always been a strong category, and it's really gotten strong lately. We have an Oscar-nominated film in this category that did not win, however. The winning film is It's Such a Beautiful Day by Don Hertzfeldt, who is a special guest of the festival. And as we talked about, this is a continuation of almost a trilogy about this stick figure character that we've come to know.
Right, and this is the third film of that, the culmination of it. And Don is coming to the festival to present this film, as well as talk about some of his other works. So it's one of those things, it's a rare opportunity to get to talk to an Academy Award-winning creator coming in to talk about this film and do a workshop on it. So if you can make it, come to Thursday evening and afternoon, Don Hertzfeldt will be here. Actually, he'll be here for more than that, but that's when we're presenting this film. But the other the other animation films that we have are incredibly strong,
they are.
And they're a wide diversity of the kind of films that we have. Something that our animation category has been very strong for many years.
It has. Greg Carlson's done a great job with that category over the years. Rich Bodrin, right? Yeah. So we want to credit them as well. But let's take a look at a clip now from the second in the trilogy. This is I Am So Proud of You, which won Best in Show a couple years ago. We're still waiting for a film print to come in on Don's film in this festival. It's Such a Beautiful Day. So we're going to show you a clip from I Am So Proud of You by Don Hertzfeldt from Austin, Texas.
Bill's mother put a heavy coat over him whenever he left the house, for fear that he might fall victim to something called walking pneumonia. She started doing this the winter after losing Randall, but then made him wear it every day for the next 5 years. In the summers, he also had to wear a helmet and asbestos safety gloves. These were the days she rarely left the house and shaved the cat on weekends. On his 6th birthday, his mother gave him a postage stamp and a piece of yarn and hugged him for 5 minutes.
Okay, experimental, our final category, and this is one that mainstream audiences sometimes struggle with because anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes, but I'll tell you what, this year's winning film, Melt, is I think one of the best experimental films I've ever seen. It's really terrific. The cinematography is outstanding.
It is outstanding, and the production design, everything else. It's interesting if you go to the website that this film has, just some of the photographs about the setup of this, where dancers are on a wall, and they're melting, as it were. But it's in progression. It's hard to describe it, and the thing with experimental film, it's when people ask me to explain what an experimental film is. It's always a tough one because there's really not a set definition.
There isn't. But you know a good one when you see it.
Right. And experimental is more about evoking feelings and images and thought processes. It's not about telling a narrative story, beginning, middle, end. Sometimes it is, but most of the times it's not. It's about something else and trying to convey some other kind of message or just evoke something in the viewer. It could be very different. It's like discussing modern art in a gallery. What is it and how does it work? Melt, though, I think is one of those films that I don't think anybody can watch this film and not be interested in it and have some kind of reaction to it.
I agree. It's terrific.
Yeah. So here's a little clip from Melt by Noomi LaFrance.
And finally, something that's become very exciting at the festival, Greg Carlson's 2-minute movie contest, Friday night, about 9:30 in the main area. What are the rules for this, Tony?
Well, you have 2 minutes to do anything you want within, I guess, pretty much anything you want. I don't think there's any restriction on it.
Fairly ribald again, if we may use that word again.
Yeah, we split it in half. There's an earlier section that's more audience family friendly, and then the films that are not so go into the second half. They all show, but it is limited to 40 films, I believe.
Yes.
And we are starting to get, as we've seen in years past, we're getting films from all over the world now. We've gotten films from Europe and Asia. And as a matter of fact, I think we have a Chinese film in this one, as well as a few others. And it's always kind of a new thing. We never know exactly what the rundown is until close to the festival. But it's, as Greg jokes, If you don't like that film, just wait. Within 2 minutes, a new one will start up right away.
And it has to be 2 minutes
It
long.
has to be
Can't
2
be
minutes.
202 or
Oh,
158.
yeah, not even 2 frames off
Right.
of two. You know, it'll
Right.
be chopped off, and that's happened before. So the 2 Minute Film Festival Friday night, it's only $2 to get into.
Yeah.
I would definitely, if you have Friday night off,
March 9th.
yeah, March
Come
9th,
on down.
the 2 Minute Film Fest is the place to go to for a lot of fun in the evening.
Well, that concludes the 2012 Fargo Film Festival Preview Show. Remember to check our websites for ticketing and festival pass information at www.fargofilmfestival.com, www.fargotheater.org, or call the theater at 701-239-8385.
We'll see you at the festival March 6th through the 10th. And remember,
why go to Cannes
when you can go to Fargo?
We'll see you at the festival. So long.